to drop into the game.
Yeah, and of course, Kaldi, 3 times Mana Grind EU champion. So, this is battle of the best.
Battle of the best. We had two good players facing each other. It's Merca Rogue against Shaman again. Kaldi going for the Rogue and Thijs for the Shaman. Argent Square Lightning Bolt Rockbiter. That's a good start. You can kill the SI7 agents. You got your Argent Square, which survives 2 hits.
Yeah.
But Kaldi, I mean, backstab, preparation, deadly poison, auctioneer. You can keep
That's
every
some
card.
legit card draw.
Yeah, you can. If you reach turn 5, it's just going crazy. Leroy for Thijs. That's like one surprising thing. It happens in a shaman, but
that
it's still
also
uncommon.
means there is the potential of Wind Fury, because when we see Leroy in the past, we've seen a couple of Wind Furies thrown in there.
I agree with you. We saw some Wind Furies. It doesn't have to be always. I mean, Leroy Rockbiter is 9 damage. You're not 100%
There's
needed.
also, of course, Leroy, Faceless, Rockbiter,
Yeah.
another option.
Uncommon, haven't seen it by now, so there you could actually play the Wind Fury. That would have more advantage. But yeah, I agree totally with you. You could do it for some 18 damage Rampage, and that's just ridiculous if it happens. At the moment, it looks like perfect for Thijs. He gets a Taunt Totem, so his Argent Square is safe. And what can Kaldi do here? Yeah, just attack with his weapon. If there's a healing totem coming now, this is just crazy. He will heal up his...
Wow, he gets it.
This is just madness. He needs to...
You watch the games again.
Yeah, he needs to backstab something now to SI7, the Argent Square, to kill the Argent Square with his weapon. To get anything killed on the board. Or he just does nothing.
Or he could also go for backstab on the totem. And SI7 kill the other totem. Attack with his weapon, the Argent Squire. But he decides to just weapon up. Surprising. He really wants to keep the backstab for his auctioneer.
Absolutely correct, and that's going to be crazy. There's double preparation, conceal, backstab, coin, deadly point. There's everything. So he could even coin out his auctioneer and still drop everything he has almost on his hand. And if he gets a Blade Flurry, well, that's going to be crazy mode. So he's going for the auctioneer. We said it. And now we're going to see backstab, preparation. Well, I don't know. Well, Blade Flurry. So he can... Well, now I would preparation conceal and just stop playing stuff.
Yeah, and then
next
kill
turn.
him next turn.
Correct. Wow, Shiv. Shiv is going to draw so many cards. Well, now
Prep
it's actually prep Shiv and kill the 1/1.
Gets another deadly poison.
Or he wants to kill the spell damage totem to just avoid getting lightning stormed. So Selna's lightning storm would do 100% for damage. Yeah. Now Selna's lightning storm only does maybe 4 damage.
That's true. As we know, there's no lightning storm, neither Selnus.
For Thijs, yeah, that sucks. Double lightning bolt, but you cannot make use of it in no way.
You can't target concealed minions.
He had a good starting hand, but he just drew no follow-up. So there was no Unbound, there were no Feral Spirits, and that's what he really needs to establish a crazy board. He had his Argent Squire and some cool spells. That's it. It's looking really potent for Kaldi here. Like he's gonna draw his whole deck now.
Ooh.
You mean the Selnus, Blade Flurry, still like doing 2 damage to everyone now?
I'm not even sure. I don't know. Do you really want to use your Blade Flurry now?
No, you don't need to. You can just shift, draw 2 cards again, and go for your SI7 agent. But you need now just go for SI7 on the spell damage totem, for example, and kill
Clear the board.
1/1.
Just clear the board.
Yeah, you can clear the board or do you have 4 damage in the face. It actually doesn't matter. The only annoying thing is if you don't clear the board, there could be a Flame Tongue totem. Even if it's only on the O2, it's still annoying. And you diminish the good thing by killing the healing totem. There's a 1 out of 4 chance for spell damage, and now it's 1 out of 3.
It's true.
So there's a reason why maybe.
Would you go for the 33% or play safe and put down the hex? You don't know that there's another auctioneer waiting to be played.
You can just Argent Commander.
Or Argent Commander either way. That's also possible.
The advantage by hexing is obviously you can kill the 3/3 also. Well, now in this situation, I would go Rockbiter and then hex, or Lightning Bolt and then hex. But yeah, I would kill both now.
Yeah, of course.
So before, like, if he didn't do the totem, I think Argent Commander would be as good as this play. Now he gets it killed, and the most annoying thing about this is he can cold blood up a frog, and that can turn against you always.
Well, there is no cold blood, but of course, Thijs didn't know that.
So many plays for Kaldi. I mean, let's just look at his hand. He can do everything he wants to. And if he wishes to just play Selnus and double eviscerate enemy's face, that would be 10 damage. Just bring him down to 19. It won't happen. We're to bring him down to 13. But he just has the option to do it. And heals up himself, gets more minions out, and next turn, they're still go crazy Selnus.
Yeah, and also, of course, the possibility of the Blade Flurry.
Are we going to see a 5 damage Blade Flurry to kill that Fire Elemental? I think before that we will see just
Selnus
Selnus.
Eviscerate.
Yeah, agree there. Wow, it looks.
No, Azure Drake Eviscerate.
It looks still rough for Thijs. He has good cards. He has potential.
I think he's in a horrible spot.
Yeah, it just feels. If we Kali has so many hand cards. Except the Leroy, he has everything you want to have. And this 3/5 Unbound Elemental, well, you can eviscerate that away if you want to.
Well, the problem.
Double Shadow Step,
Ooh.
but nothing to Shadow Step.
No Leroy yet. He wants to get his Leroy.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of damage. Would you go for
No.
Selnus Eviscerate?
I would go for
Or
Azure
Azure
Drake.
Drake Eviscerate?
Azure Drake because you want to have a big minion on the board. Somehow big.
Well, he disagrees. The thing is, why could he do this? If he played Selnus already, so he disagrees. He wants to eviscerate the Unbound and maybe attack for 3 and make a new weapon with 3 attack.
Yeah, and also use it. He could use another Eviscerate.
Well, before he uses another eviscerate, I see him actually going for the weapon. I think I would have just made another 3 attack weapon. I feel better with it. You would have dealt in theory.
You want to. The thing is, you used your preps, and Eviscerate is 2 mana. Deadly Poison only 1. So you can use your Auctioneer and then Deadly Poison. Of course, you would need to get a weapon first, so that's a disadvantage. But it's all possible within 8 mana range.
Absolutely true. And now we finally see a good target for your Blade Flurry. Double Sap even. So you can get through everything. He could just weapon up and then end the turn. Just weapon up, end the turn.
Well, then I would rather just play an Azure Drake as well.
Yeah, if you weapon up Azure Drake, so I was like, maybe keep your Azure Drake to do an even more empowered Blade Flurry, but just not poison up. There's Leroy, so just weapon up and next turn burn, just burn. And he's not deadly poisoning.
I think I would have Deadly Poisoned and attacked one of the Taunt Totems. I can clear another Taunt Totem or just go for Blade Flurry and the final combo.
The problem is if you deadly poison up now,
And he
plays an Ooze
Then
or
it's bad.
Harrison, then you lose the potential to go for the Blade Flurry.
That's true.
And now, even if the Harrison is coming, he can just make a new weapon and still do it. Maybe he delays himself by a turn. And there's the Wind Fury, you were saying. So he could go Leroy, Wind Fury. That's 12 damage. Plus Lightning Bolt, 15. Well, then it's only 5 damage on the board. So he could only deal 20 damage. It was slightly not enough to win the game here. But it's still crazy what he can throw out.
Yep.
Yeah, Blade Flurry, Leroy, Shadow Step, Leroy, GG. He dealt 3 damage with his weapon to the face, brings him down to 12.
Not enough mana.
Oh, he has. He only needs to play Leroy twice, not thrice, to win the game here.
True,
Since he's
because I forgot the Blade Flurry.
He's down to 12, and that's GG for Kaldi. He pulls off a win here pretty convincingly in
Well
the
played.
end. That was just a perfect hand, we have to admit. Kaldi just went crazy with that auctioneer. He had the whole hand, then he got the Leroy. No chances for you, enemy. Burns down Thijs here. Now our King of the Hill is going down at the moment. Stronger, and it is a handlock for Thijs versus the Murder Rogue from Kaldi still. Interesting starting hand for Kaldi, except the Shadow Step. So he can, I would redraw the Shadow Step, maybe keep the rest. But for Thijs, Mountain Giant, Ancient Watcher, and Twilight
Wow.
Drake. Just the 3 minions you
Ol-
want to taunt up.
Only thing that's not going in his way right now is that he is turn 1. Would like to be turn 2, of course. That would give your Twilight Drake more value and also the possibility to coin him out in round 3.
I'm surprised him redrawing Preparation and Shift. I would keep the Shift, maybe redraw the Preparation, keep the SI7 agent absolutely. But the Shift is just one card you draw.
Yeah, and you also, you don't really know whether it's handlock or not. There is an off chance of Zoolock. I know, it's less and less common nowadays, but still, always a potential. Like we saw it day 1.
And I see the Shift, in that situation, the Shift would have been way better. Well, he gets it again, so I never said anything. He got a Shadow Step too, and he has an Auctioneer in his hand. So, great stuff for Kaldi. But I'm rooting for Thijs with this starting hand. Twilight Drake, Mountain Giant, and Ancient Watcher, plus the Mortal Coil if there is a Salnus coming. That just looks really potent for Thijs.
Looks great indeed.
Yeah, and there's someone taking his time. He draws cards, obviously. He gets a Soulfire also. So turn 5, the Argent Squire. The Auctioneer is dead instantly if it's not getting concealed. What would you do now? Just weapon up, go for the face, maybe drop some random Salnus?
I would weapon up.
Yeah, Salnus
You want to keep your ship for the Auctioneer. You have everything you need. Like you're not in desperate card draw need right now, I would say. So just weapon up, attack him.
The main problem is always you're just seeing that magical turn 4 coming, and it's going to be closer and closer, and you're just getting more and more screwed. I mean, yeah, Sap, good job.
The other possibility would have been, of course, a coin SI7, but then it's only 2 damage value, and you get a minion on the board. Yes, minion on the board is great. I still think that just using this weapon was okay.
Yeah, we might just see the no value SI7. Actually, we saw it in every game where Miracle Rogue played against Handlock. SI7 turn 3 for no value, well, except being a 3/3 minion out. Double Mountain Giant. This is just so strong for Thijs.
I would still say go for Twilight Drake first.
Well, if he uses his Soulfire, oh, this could get... That's an Ancient Watcher. Everything is safe, guys, and nothing happened.
That was risky.
Well,
you don't want to lose your Twilight Drake. You
could have
don't want to
lost your
lose your
Mortal Coil.
Defender. And you don't want to lose your Mountain Giant. Siphon Soul. Yeah, true. If you use your Soulfire, you need to be able to get rid of this Auctioneer that is coming.
The risky thing about this is also your Soulfire is gone. What are you going to do against that one Auctioneer? This
well, trade with your Golem.
Well, which Golem?
Your Mountain Giant. Well, Giant, not Golem.
There's no Mountain Giant. It just went back into his hand. Oh, it's going to come back now. We see the advantage. He can drain life.
Got another Soulfire.
Well, he can't drain life and play it since he lost the card. But the good thing, by getting it actually back into his hand, he's able to drop it here instead of the Twilight Drake. And there's just the next one upcoming.
Yes, 2 Auctioneers.
And it's going to be crazy. Is he going to do everything? Like, just hope for the conceal? He kind of needs to.
Well, coin. See if it's conceal. If not,
Preparation.
Go for prep eviscerate.
Eviscerate the face or the minion?
The minion.
Oh, another preparation. This is...
Well, not that useful.
Well, you can dig for cards. It's always risky to dig with a preparation for cards, especially if you're not getting any. So he decides to not. And Thijs, well, yeah, second Mountain Giant. Just drain HP, second Mountain Giant. And Soulfire again.
I would Siphon Soul the Auctioneer and go for the face.
But the problem is, like, in my opinion, if you Siphon Soul here, you lose your opinion of getting the bigger next minion out, and he might just eviscerate it and buy him more and more time to go for Leroy.
He could also life tap, play the giant, and then Soulfire.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't want to lose my Defender of Argus. It's a tiny chance. Or Sunfury. Okay, you have a Sunfury Protector left.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it
That's
doesn't
fine.
matter what
Loses
he
one side,
loses.
so it's perfect for him.
Yeah, you get an 8-8 and an 8-4. Even if one dies, he can taunt it up. One step is gone. And turn 6. I mean, turn 6, even with a preparation, there could be Leroy, Shadow Step Leroy, 12 damage. 16 damage is possible, but that's it. So the maximum amount is 16. You're on 21. And next turn, you can just go Defend of Argus. You can go Sunfury Protector. You can even drop your Ancient Watcher, Sunfury Protector, the 8-8 and the 4-5. Or Argus him up. But the potential is just gigantic. So I'm seeing Kaldi getting melted here. It feels like a melted Kaldi. Well, there's Selnus. Is there enough? Well, with a preparation, there's enough mana. I want to say there's Selnus, preparation, like weapon up, cold blood, and blade flurry. So he can do everything. If he wants to kill the 8-4 minion.
And would deal 6 damage. 7. To the Warlock. I would drop him down to 14. Which is Molten Giant range.
Correct. Molten Giant range, but one giant is dead. So you need to consider, do you really want to get rid of what he has on the board since it's really strong? What he did is okay too, but now he's going to take 8 damage. Well, I was like, no, he's not. I was like, whoa, you're really not going to. I guess the Selnus play I would have liked more. Simple reason is, you could have drawn a card next turn. Well, you drew one card anyways with Fan of Knives, so it doesn't matter what you do. In the end, it turned out well for him. There's a Molten Giant, you were talking about it. So perks go to Kai for always living in fear of those Molten Giants and predicting them. We might see Molten Giant Sunfury Protector.
It's the best play, and in my opinion, it's the only play. He could life tap and then go for Molten Giant Sunfury as well.
Yeah, wouldn't change the thing.
Get another card. I wouldn't recommend it. Like, you're on 15. 16 is the magical number.
He doesn't need the thing is, he doesn't need the next card. He has a Siphon Soul, he has a Twilight Drake plus
Defender.
Yeah, plus Defender, he has an Ancient Watcher plus Defender. So he has those cards to actually survive everything.
So now again, are you going to Earthen Ring Farseer, Shadow Step Earthen Ring Farseer, Shadow Step Earthen Ring Farseer, weapon up and end your turn?
In this case not, since it won't even keep you in game. Like, yes, you heal yourself up quite a lot, but we know there are Soulfires, there are Hellfires, so...
There are no Soulfires left.
Did he play 2? So
yes.
We can only come with Hellfires or Leroy. There are just more plays.
Well, the thing is, it's like, he needs to, right?
Yeah, he needs to heal him up here. But in this situation, like, in the other play, you played with something that...
Oh, it's obvious for me.
That's Shaman. I agree totally with you. Thijs already starting with a Twilight Drake and an Ancient Watcher, but Kaldi, he has Pharaoh Spirits and a Mountain Giant for Thijs also.
Wow.
Pharaoh Spirits, Hex Pharaoh Spirits.
That is the perfect hand.
Well, I know you want to have those Molten Giants early.
You want 2 Mountain Giants.
Yeah, so like swap that one for a Twilight Drake or a Mountain Giant.
But and still, it's ridiculously good.
I agree absolutely with you there.
And we know there is no Earthshock yet for Kaldi.
The good thing is he hacks a Hex, so he can deal with one Mountain Giant, but he cannot deal with a Twilight Drake. This is just looking better and better for Thijs at the moment. And he even gets an Iron Beak Owl to silence.
He's considering throwing down his Watcher.
Well, it doesn't hurt him. He can still drop turn 4, the Twilight Drake. It's a bit weaker. But especially now, if we see that Unbound Elemental, and I'm not surprised if we see it, he can just silence his Ancient Watcher and get rid easy mode of an Unbound Elemental.
Well, that's a no-brainer.
Especially if you see the hand of Kaldi. He has no option. How is he going to kill the 4/3 minion at the moment with his hand? He could only hex it. I'm just calling it. He could only hex it to get it killed.
Well, next turn he could play Fell Spirits. And then just run... Oh, nice Earthshock. And run his totem into the Watcher. So there would be no way for him to trade. I don't like. I don't
Yeti
know if
is,
I like the Yeti.
I like it. It absolutely kills the Force 3 here.
It does, but you drop into Mortal Coil range. You know he still has the coin, so there is the potential of Twilight, coin, Mortal Coil, and trade. You
Absolutely.
have the Earthshock, which is totally fine for you. It's great, but still.
If it happens, you are at least rid of the Ancient Watcher. And with your play, like, if we go for Feral Spirit and you attack with the Totem, he could just Shadow Flame something, and then everything is gone. For example, he won't use his Shadow Flame here, or he just goes Hellfire, kills everything. Then you're rid of everything too.
Mm.
But if you play something like the Earthen Ring Farseer we saw in his hand, so he can just heal up, kill your minion, and you're not able to kill that 4 or 5 minions since it's 4-3 then. Now everything is fine. He has an Earthshock plus the Rockbiter weapon. It's just crazy for Kaldi. He just rips Ty's sword into
Nice.
pieces.
That was great.
In the end, and especially if you consider, yes, Mountain Giant, but Hex for Kaldi.
And the problem is, he doesn't have that many hand cards, so his Mountain Giant is super expensive.
Super expensive.
He can't even coin it out, because you coin, get 1 additional mana, but the Giant, yeah, costs more because you lose a hand card. There he gets a Mortal Coil.
I remember my first times when I played Handlock back in Beta Season 1. Colento started with it, and I just tried to coin out the Mountain Giant, and then
And then you cried.
yeah, and then slapped my face, and was like really sad, and didn't want to play Handlock ever again.
God damn it, I'm so stupid.
Sometimes it happens, and you're super stupid. Well, it looks extremely good for Cully now.
Yeah,
But
it does.
the annoying thing again, yes, he can kill this 3-3. There will be a Hellfire, and that will just melt his board. He will run in his Yeti, probably, but then a Hellfire is just
I would
perfect.
actually run in my wolves, summon a totem, and play the Argent Squire.
If you like predict the Hellfire coming.
It's not only Hellfire range, it's also an easy Shadow Flame. So there are normally you run 2 Shadow Flames, 1 Hellfire. So I'd say it's just too risky.
He's down to 18. He has a Soulfire to just kill the Yeti. He could Hellfire here. He can Hellfire on Mortal Coil. He could just drop down his Mountain Giant. Sadly, not enough mana to... Yeah. No. It's like, he's in a bad spot now. He kind of needs to... He wants to Siphon Soul the Yeti, since that's 9 damage on the board next turn. Plus Rockbiter Flame Tongue is already +7, so you drop down to 2. No, don't want to risk that.
No.
I guess Siphon Soul Yeti and just kill one of the wolves. I feel like
Yep.
that's good. And if he attacks with his Argent Squire next turn, you can Mortal Coil her. So you gain some advantage from this play.
And you also have 2 chances to draw a Sun Fury Protector,
Yeah.
which you want to play with your Mountain Giant. Or you're gonna get into Molten Giant range, most likely, regardless.
Yeah, I think that was a correct play to do here, and you get
Yep.
the most out of it. You still have your Hellfire, you still have your Shadow Flame, so you can do a lot. He can just run in his 1-1. Maybe sacrifice his Wolf, you already mentioned that a lot. So could consider still sacrificing your Wolf to just not give him any Mortal Coil. But that's like, okay, he had a Mortal Coil
Yeah.
anyway, so whatever you do, he would draw that card.
But now, I think...
Hellfire and Mortal Coil the Drake.
Yeah.
I see the player...
Just clear the board, bring yourself down more. You could even...
Life tap.
Yeah. Life tap, so you get into range for more Molten Giants.
I would really life tap here.
Yeah,
I
same.
mean you're
Like, what could happen, potentially? Like, you could die now, Doomhammer, into double Rockbiter, but the potential is just way too low.
if that happens, you're just screwed, and that happens.
Well, that's you played it correct, because you can never expect Doomhammer double Rockbiter.
Exactly. There are some plays you can predict, and that's, for example, that a Miracle Rogue has Leroy sometimes, turn 8, but not Doomhammer double Rockbiter. That's just impossible to see coming.
What is interesting is that Thijs is running double Faceless.
Double Faceless is good. You can just go double Mountain Giant, Faceless, and then taunt him up if they cost 0 actually.
Question now.
Go
Play Mountain Giant Shadow Flame?
Play Mountain Giant Shadow Flame.
I'd say yes.
There is, well, if you, first of all, if you want to play your Molten Giant, you need to play Molten Giant plus Taunt up instantly now. Or if you
Yes.
want to play your Mountain Giant.
Exactly.
Since there is 6 damage on the board, it's turn, it's turn 9, he cannot play Alakia. So that's good.
I think go for Mountain Giant Shadow Flame. And then when you drop down lower next turn, you can throw down your Molten Giants, taunt him up, and if you lose 4 HP, you would even be able to play double Mountain Giant, taunt them up with Defender of Argus, and copycat one.
The good thing about this is now, even if the 1/1 doesn't attack, he's next turn on 9 mana, so he can life drain, play 2 Molten Giants for 2 mana, and coin out his Defender of Argus. He has exactly enough mana for that play, and last turn he couldn't do, so that was better, as you say, to Shadow Flame here, because next turn he can drop down his 2 Molten Giant, even if he loses no HP. Kaldi has a Doomhammer, so we were one part of our prediction is here.
Well, only 2 Rock Biters missing.
Only 2 Rock Biters missing. The question is he going to smash? Well, this is going to turn against him, but I guess
Watch that play. That one is gonna get ridiculous. Kaldi is gonna cry.
there's going to be,
Like this if you cry every time.
I would say we're going to see Molten Giant,
Molten Giant Defender copy.
copy.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous for Kaldi. It's like when you
I
wanna
would
stop with
immediately
Hearthstone,
concede.
you could just, well, you can draw Lava Burst, and that would deal, if you had enough mana, the right amount of damage together with.
Thijs was close to just typing GG.
Yeah, he managed to not. There's a lightning, so double lightning storm. Let's play around double lightning
There's
storm.
one lightning storm, not double.
Yeah, I'm just saying, double lightning storm. If it hits perfect 2 times for 4, he couldn't still clear the board for perfect outcome.
Well,
It's just-
he has a hex.
But still, this is just madness. That play, getting 3 giants out in 1 turn, 2 R99. There's
Well,
a power of overwhelming.
Yeah, well.
He can
I
kill.
told you it's gonna happen, and I think it was obvious.
Yeah, those 2 giants are not surprising.
Like,
He
I
was
mean, you
working on
can
it.
somehow handle one, but you know there's a faceless potential. It's really late into the game. I think going for the Doomhammer and dropping him that low that he can play 3 Molten Giants is a misplay. I know it's incredible.